Hello guys, it's been a while. Um, I've been busy with schoolwork and all that, reading fan fictions, reading manga. I was busy to not check my YouTube channel a long time, and I decided to starting to make videos daily again, but not daily, more likely a like goal version. So this video is gonna have 50 likes for this video. Now this video is gonna be a high school DxD video, and I'm not gonna explain that much into it. If you want to learn, figure out what this is about, just listen on. Now let's begin. So this this is gonna be Issei's the timeline is gonna stay the same until the night when they raid the church. So Aja is dead and Rainier is about to freaking die. Rainier's last chance, she does something that honestly I think it's true though, but I don't know. She tells that Rias knew that she was there the whole time. She could prevent his death, everything. And he's just shocked, like, he's not even paying attention to his surroundings to see everybody tensed up when Rainier says this, because Issei was so focused on what she just said, he was starting to have a mental breakdown and everything. And then he looks at Rias, and to see if it's true, she just looks down on the ground, feeling guilty. But anyways, Issei is like broken. So before Rainier gets killed, he kills Rainier. He kills Rainier and just leaves. He goes there once he kills Rainier. He buries Aja so she doesn't have to like feel the pain to be forced to revive by Amrias or something like that. Just be used and that's it. Which I believe was true though, because look, let's go to the dynamics of high school DxD. Issei is part of the perverted trio. He's also the worst pervert in the school. Rias decides to choose him just because of his sacred gear. She knew that the Fallens were after him. That's why she gave him his pamphlet. She was trying to be the savior and all that shit, but seriously. You could have warned him and act natural during the date, do everything natural and say if she tries to make a move, make sure to summon us at this point in time. But nah, she just waited until she died. He died before reviving him. That's kind of sad though. That's my opinion though. And I feel like she only did it just to get Riser. Then soon she finally felt like she loved someone. That was Issei. But anyways, let's get back to the story. Now, Issei, he decides to ask his parents just as a cover up to go to this disciplinary camp to get away his perversion, which is true. It's just that he's training with D. Drake for 2 months, and that's usually the time before the normal POV to normal timeline to the Riser fight. So Issei is training. Now during this training, just having a dragon sacred gear already makes you a dragon. Now Issei, instead of sacrificing his left arm, he's gonna sacrifice his heart to be half dragon, half devil. Now Now, before you people say in the comments, is he gonna become a stray devil? No. Issei is like more focused on trying to become high class devil so he can leave the Parage. He's not gonna like stray or anything. He's just gonna try to train and get stronger and everything so he could make it to high class so he could leave Rias. Now during this month after training he got a bit taller, a little bit more fit because he's part dragon now, and his eyes changed to green, like emerald green. Now during this 2 months he's been training with DJ, learning how to harness his dragon's power and everything, and he uses the Dragon Gate to go to Tannen and train with him. If you guys don't know who Tannen is, that means you haven't watched so far in High School DxD to not know who Tannen is. But I digress. Issei goes train with Tannen to learn how to control and get Balance Breaker. Now, Issei, he gets Balance Breaker through the hard training and also being half dragon. That kind of helped. Doing Balance Breaker, it's not like the Over Booster during the first fight with Razor, because the fight with Razor after the what's it called? After the rating game, Issei sacrificed something just to gain that power, and it's only for 10 seconds. Balance Breaker, it's for at least 30 minutes minimum. And you actually have more control over your boosters and everything. So he achieves Balance Breaker. He also trains day in and day night. Now it's time. It's 2 months later. He goes back home, and for his eye color, he just basically goes home, tells his parents that during the let's just say during the way there was kind of some mad scientist, let's just say mad scientist, that did an explosion, and he was kind of caught in the radius of the explosion, and that what happened to his eyes. So they kind of believe it because seriously, for all the time that they're lying, even if it's devil's magic, seriously, that's kind of gullible though. Like, I'm not even gonna go there, but Issei goes back and he wears his school uniform properly, like a proper school uniform. He doesn't wear that red shirt under there. Nah, he's just trying to become a good student now. He's trying to get smarter and everything. Now, once he gets back to school, people are talking. Like, they see Issei. He's taller, more fit, and he has green eyes. So they're like, what happened to Issei? Is he wearing contacts? That's what all the people are like talking about. And the orc are still inside the orc, so they don't know what happened to Issei yet. And Issei doesn't have any classes with them. Now, Issei attends class. He does what he does normally, but he doesn't hang out with Matsuda and Motohama because he stopped becoming a pervert. They're trying so hard to convert him, to asking him to peek at the Kendo Club, showing like porn mags and everything, and he's like, "Nah, I'm okay, I'm fine. Nope, I'm not gonna do that." They're like surprised, like he's not even accepting it, and everybody in his class are like shocked. Like, is this Issei? Like, what happened to him? And he explained that he went to a disciplinary camp to get away with his perversion. And their friends and Motohama and Matsuda are like, I don't believe it. Like, they're trying so hard to convert him back. And they get in trouble by the teacher eventually. Now, class is over. Issei goes to the org. He sits where he usually sits. The people in the org are just staring at him like, what happened to him and everything, until Rias asks them like, where were you for 2 months and why didn't you tell us where you were? Issa says, um, I was training, and second, I don't really care if you know where I am or not. Because Issei's pissed. Like, when I mean pissed, he's pissed. Now, now I'm gonna do the Riser arc before the going to get familiars. If I think that's the timeline right, but I'm just gonna do that. So, Issei just had doing contracts, and he actually gets contracts. He's like, he's doing his best. He's trying to get a lot of contracts. He's strong. He's like trying to promote, like, he's doing his best. He only comes there just to do contracts and that's it. He doesn't even talk to them because he's that mad at them for tricking him. They basically deceived him. He thought that they could be friends. But nah, they deceived him. They just trying to use him. Now, after he's done with his contracts, he decides to leave home. And if you guys watched the anime, read the manga, and the light novels, you know what happens. Rias comes in the room, starts to strip. She says this is the only way. Issei just pushes her away like, what the hell? What are you doing? Then Greyfield comes in and sees how he's acting to Rias, and she's kind of curious, like, what happened? Like, she wondering if it's too late, and Ria says no and all that. And then she says that she's gonna tell them tomorrow. So once they get back in, the raiding game starts and everything. It's just that Issei's more calmer. He doesn't really care about Rias. And when Raja does his pawn to attack Issei. Issei destroys that weapon, like, he basically catches it, squeezes it, it breaks, and they're just staring at him like, seriously, did he? The Orc is shocked, but the Raja's group are kind of shocked, but they don't know if he was weak to begin with or not. And Greyfield was kind of shocked, but she never knew how strong he was, so they're not that strong. Shocked. The only people like super shocker is like the orc. And it's time for the training. The training arc for writers, for Riser's the reading game with Riser. During that training, Issei asks to train on mountains and solitude. And if you guys want to learn a fun fact, in high school DxD, mountains are where the dragons train the most. If you don't know, so good. That's good information if anyone wants to know. So he goes to the mountains, secludes himself, trains by himself, not just to save Rias or anything, just to make sure that he hates Riser, and it's not because because his master marrying him, it's because he's just a jackass. Now, Issei is training his bounce breaker, trying to make sure he has a longer time with it, training his magic and dragon magic. Now he has two different types of magic. Magic and demonic magic. Demonic magic comes from him turning into the devil. Dragon magic is for him selling, like basically reviving his heart to a dragon's heart. So basically he has two types of magics. Dragon shot is basically a combination of both of them. Now he learns from D Drake and he becomes a dragon slayer. Yes, I'm gonna use fairy tale stuff from here. He becomes a fire dragon slayer, and you're gonna see dragon slayers from time to time. You just don't know when. And Issei learns how to use a sword, and the reason is D Drake tells him that one day you might fight a dragon slayer with a dragon slayer sword. So once you defeat that dragon slayer, and like to be careful, just take his sword and you learn how to use it if it's compatible with you. And yes, Issei's gonna get Ascalon, but not right now. Now, Issei is training during the 2 months. He comes basically at the last day out of his training, and everyone looks tired, but they leave, go home to get sleep. And Issei technically is thinking of a plan just to defeat them, like easy. And they go to the school, the orc building, and they go to that separate dimension where the school is, like the separate dimension in the school background, with Riser in the student council room and them in the orc. Rhys leads a plan, then Issei acts like, can I say my plan and see if this will work? He says his plan, and they kind of agree with him. Now, the plan is, Kaneko and Kiba are gonna go where Kiba usually goes at, because those two are like a strong duo. Those two are like actually like a good combat duo. They cover each other's weaknesses. So they're gonna go there. Now, Akeno is gonna be setting up traps for the other 8 pawns. The other pawns of risers. Now, Issei goes to the gym by himself. And once he goes to the gym, the same people are in there, just that Issei does quick work with them. He disappears in their eyes. He's just too fast. He's wearing weighted clothes, so he's strong. He's fast too. He like blitz, destroys them. It's one-sided, really. He's finished with the people in there. He decides to help Akeno with the other pawns, and he destroyed the pawns. Akeno is fighting the queen, and he decides to help Kaneko and Kiba. So after Kaneko and Kiba are fighting, they managed to defeat one bishop and one knight. The other knight is fighting Kiba, whilst there's another rook over there which Kaneko's fighting, and there's a bishop which is Ravel, and she's still in there. She's not a fighter, she's just a contestant. Issei comes there, and he helps Kaneko with the rook. The rook is gone. The knight versus knight. Kiba makes the demonic sword for Issei. Issei forgiven Kaneko and Kiba because they're neutral. It's not like Rias is the main person that he hates. He doesn't really hate the orc, he only just hates Rias. But anyways, he helps, Kiba gives him a demonic sword for him to use, and they basically team up on the swordsman, like the Knight 4, Riser's team, and Riser's team basically has his bishop himself, and basically, what's it called? What's it called again? His bishop himself and queen, yeah. And Rias has basically his whole barrage. No one lost until the queen defeated Akino. And once the queen defeated Akino, the queen defeated Kiniko too, just to have some people lost. And Issei and Kiba tag team on the queen, and the queen is gone. He's gone. Now Rias does her bullshit of a plan and runs up to Riser. She knows she cannot defeat Riser, but she does a bullshit, like, seriously. You know you can't defeat the guy, and you go up to him. That's stupid. Wait until the forces are gone before you regroup with all your forces so you can fight Razor. I really don't know why she did that though. But anyways, they're fighting. It's more one-sided. Rias is like terrible losing because Ozzy is not there. There's no Twilight healing to help anyone. Now, Issei arrives, so does Kiba. Issei just goes balance breaker. He has no time for Riser. He just pummels him to the ground, breaks him every time. Because to defeat a Phenex in High School DxD, you have to have godlike power or break him mentally. And what Issei's doing is breaking him mentally, like killing him like multiple times. He keeps on reviving. And after that, he's just done. He's unconscious. He's done. The game is done. Riser's team is done. And everybody's so shocked because Issei not only showed that he's the Red Dragon Emperor, he has Balance Breaker too, and he's this strong. Now, after that, they want to do the familiar thing. Now, for the familiar thing, they basically do the tennis thing. They still failed, but now for the dodgeball thing, Issei, instead of headbands, he basically just get wristbands for them, so they know which one is teammates or not. And basically, the volleyball is more one-sided than usual. Saji tries to, like, throw the ball in his balls. He basically reverses that. Poor Saji. But anyways, Issei basically gets to go to the familiar forest. They go to the familiar forest. Now Issei, he heard of Tiamat, and Tiamat and DJ have a problem. So he's trying to resolve that so Tiamat could be his familiar. So he goes to Tiamat's cave while the rest of them like stay a safe distance away. Tiamat already senses this energy and smells this scent, and she's like, D-Drake, she screamed that out, and shit goes down. It was mostly one-sided. Issei was like losing until he goes balance breaker and starts pushing back. It's even until they were done. They gained each other's respect after that spar. That's what dragons call it, spar. It looked like a massacre right there, bro. Anyways, after that spar, Tiamat gained some respect, and Issei acts like Tiamat, like, what? Why do you hate DJ? And she says, DJ took some treasure from her, and she was just being a whiny. just being whiny that she doesn't get her treasure back. Now, after they kind of settle the problem and all that with DJ and Tiamat, Tiamat does agree to become his familiar, and Tiamat goes to her human form. Her human form, she has light blue hair. Basically, she looks like a... If anyone's seen Nejire from My Hero Academia, if you've seen her, she has that same type of hairstyle. Basically looks like her, but blue eyes, and she looks more European than most, and she's basically his familiar. Now, after the Familiar Force arc, Issei's been doing contracts and everything, and he forgiven most of the orc instead, and Ria still is trying to get Issei to pay attention to her, and she's kind of getting frustrated and everything. Now, I'm gonna probably finish this story out or continue this story the next time. And the like goal for this video is 50 likes. See you guys later.